All right, welcome back to the Road to Scratch. Okay, a couple first on this. This is the first 9 holes of the season. Literally, I have not been out on the course before this round. And a couple housekeeping items. One, we had some video issues on this first hole, which is a par 5, dogleg left. This is the first shot apparently we got on video, which was my 4th shot out of the bunker. I hit my drive snap hook off the tee into the lake and had to play out from there. So unfortunately, this is the first shot on the first hole that we actually recorded. We also had some audio issues with the lapel mics, wireless mics. It was connected and then not connected, so I'm going to do a lot of the voiceover for this video as we proceed. And like I said, that's my 4th shot out of the bunker. I'm now putting for par. Anybody want it in? A couple other things of note. If you guys have checked out my other videos, definitely working through a swing change, and if you know anything about golf, applying it to the course is a tricky thing to do. And let's just say it was not everything I had hoped for in my first 9 holes of golf. Missed that putt there for a 5, so ended up with a 6 on the first hole. Second hole is a par 4, sharp par 4.
That's weird, just pushing it in the ground. I'm not even used to that. Playing off the mats.
And literally hadn't even been able to touch grass until this half round of golf. So I was really excited to be out. It was a gorgeous day in early April. Hit a kind of ugly drive up the left side. Somehow didn't catch my second shot. That hole was playing just about 400 yards dead into the wind, and second shot ended up short right, chipped up to there. It was a terrible chip. Then missed my par putt, so I went ahead and just tapped this one in to take a bogey. So I'm already 2 over after 2 holes, and this was definitely not the start I was hoping for. But again, first time on the golf course. All right, hole 3. Downwind a smidge. This hole is playing 424 from these tees. And I hit it out there with a butter cut.
All right, we're off to an ugly start. 3 over after 2, but not much to expect. First round of the year. It's green out here, at the very least. All right, Sage is out here on the right. On the left. I think I cleared the bunker, but it was kind of push cut it.
Okay, so as you can see, I did not clear the bunker, unfortunately. So I had about 124 to the pin. I got sand wedge in here and just trying to put it up in the wind and let the wind kind of push it out towards the hole. It kind of held into the wind a little bit. Ended up about 30 feet left of the pin, unfortunately. These greens were exceptionally slow, and I could not get myself to hit the dang ball hard enough, so ended up tapping that one in for a 4 to stop a little bit of the bleeding as we move into hole number 4. All right, hole 4 here is a fairly short par 5. Was playing 525 from these tees, which are the back tees. Trying to set myself up to take it off that bunker on the left and turn it, and I did the exact opposite and flared it out to the right, which is a pretty common, sorry for the club throw there, that was inappropriate. And yeah, so I'm literally under a tree for my second shot, just trying to punch out here. No chance of getting home from where I was at, and just trying to get back into the fairway to hit some sort of wedge into the hole for my third shot. I could see about a dimple of the ball in this stuff. It was really, really, really thick. And so I just took an 8-iron and tried to chop it out of here. All right, the video saga continues. Did not get my approach shot, which got up into the wind and ended up short. So I chipped up to here. What's actually, this ball did not check. And now it's I got about a 25-footer downhill for par on a par 5. Par 5s were brutal so far. So that is another 6, and I am now 3 over par after 4 holes. Right, number 5, par 3, playing 171 to the pin, trying to play it in the fat part of the green, and hit that just a bit heavy, actually more than a bit. It was fatter than Roseanne Barr. So ended up short right of the green, hitting pitch and wedge.
Oh my
It was an ugly swing. So here's my second shot, chipping up onto the green, and again, this ball does not check on its approach on the green, which I couldn't figure out as slow as these greens were. Putting up the hill for my par and just missed on the left edge. Seem to be tugging every single one of my putts to this point. Tap in for a 4. I'm now 4 over par.
No, Shane. God.
All right, although I did not like my drive, hit it in the heel, I kind of worked out, ran out a little bit for me. This is a good hole. It's 447 yards. You try and cut the corner on the lake if you want to land basically where I was, but I'm wanting about 15 more yards. There is Senor Matt with his approach out to the right. So I've got, I believe, 170 to the pin here. I'm actually trying to play this with the fat part of the green again, but unfortunately I hit this a little bit heavy. I'm hitting pitching wedge in, same as the last, or on the par 3, sorry. Almost the exact same yardage. And I just didn't catch it. Everything's kind of was, at that point, a little heavier on the toe. Super frustrating. My tempo was so off today, so on this round. It was a little ugly.
It's frustrating.
It's a frustrating game. All right, so I've got about 40 feet here for my birdie putt. Not what you want, hit with a pitching wedge in your hands. I left this one so short it was embarrassing. I literally could not get myself to hit putts on this green. So I got it about halfway there. You can see this is my putt for par. And again, up the hill, super slow. I thought I wrapped this one pretty good, and it comes up 4 feet short. So we walk away with a 3-putt on this hole, and that was atrocious. Okay, so this is a really goofy hole. My least favorite hole on this golf course, although I always seem to play it pretty well. I got 5 wood off the tee. We're 362 on the hole from these tees. I actually caught this one on the toe as well, so I actually lucked out. Had I actually compressed this ball correctly, that 5 wood have been too much and would have run through the fairway to the left of where I'm standing now. Luckily, I ended up garden spots, and from now on, I'm going to be hitting 4-iron off this tee. But I've got about 80 yards to the pin. I'm just trying to flight down a little sand wedge kind of pitch shot, and I thought I actually nuked this thing and got away with it. I actually had enough spin on it where it hit the back of the green and spun back a little bit, but still got about 25 feet for birdie. So none of my wedges were very pretty on this round either. Again, I got a downhill putt here. It's breaking right to left for me. So this ball is supposed to break to the right on the screen and did not hit it hard enough. So it actually died short. I ended up tapping in for par on this hole, which I really desperately needed a birdie on because things were getting pretty ugly at this point. I couldn't believe I had to hit it harder than this, so I went ahead and hit this putt again just to see, and you can tell, give it enough speed on the right line, that's what you have to do. Okay, so I got 187 at the pin on this par 3, dead into the wind, and this was a miss club. Hit 8-iron. I just absolutely threw it way up into the hills. I mean, it was so high in the air. The wind actually caught it, dunked in the water. I took a lateral drop, so I'm hitting 3 from here. It was probably a 2-club wind, to be honest with you, so I probably just needed to hit at least a 7 and flight it down, if not a 6. Horrible pitch shot there, so I am putting for bogey from about 15, 18 feet. Left that low and right with everything else. Tap in for a double bogey. Oh, man. That was a nice 5 on a par 3. I just can't believe that 8-iron went so high. I mean, that was like spin, and then stall out. All right, so as you can see, I'm now 7 over par. This is about as ugly a golf as I've played in a long time. And most of it's been just, awkward swings. I had to wait on the 9th tee box forever. 9 is a dog leg right around those trees on the right, and it's playing about 470 from this tee box, but you can actually cut this corner and really shorten this hole, which is what I'm trying to do, is take it over those green trees just to the right of me and just send it with a little bit of a draw. Unfortunately, I cut the ball. So this drifts right. It opens up a little bit. There is a creek way right on this hole. I ended up under some trees. I think I actually hit a tree. And so I'm trying to actually flight down a pitching wedge in here. And I caught the branches right in front of me. So it knocked the ball down short of the green. From that spot, I actually had about 160 to the hole, and I was just trying to run that thing up there. You can see this is where it landed short. Had the wrong club in my hand. I had a 52 degree, so I went ahead and tried to just bump and run this with some spin on it. Actually wasn't that bad a shot. Gave myself a chance for par here to stop a little bit more of this horrible golf that I was playing. Unfortunately, I missed.
Committed to hitting it.
So that's another 5, and that puts me at +8, a 4 for 9 holes. Let me tell you, the next round wasn't much better either. All right, so there it is, my ugly 44, 8 over par on 9 holes. That's about as bad as I've played in a long time. Was not swinging well, was not trusting the changes that I was working on at all. Here and there, I actually made some decent swings, and execution-wise, I was okay with those swings. I lucked out on a couple others, and just didn't score when I needed to. So that was pretty bad. Got another 9 holes coming up here pretty soon. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can follow along as I am grinding along here to get 2 scratch golf. The lowest handicap I've ever had is from last season, and it's going back up because of scores like this. But that's okay. Got to go backwards before you can go forward. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. If you got any questions or comments or just want to say something, whatever it is, drop them in those comments. If you liked this one, give me a thumbs up. Really appreciate that. And I'm back on the range. I'm going to keep working, and we're going to get there. So until next time, keep grinding.